Hey there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your Abundance and Prosperity reading with me, Melissa Joy. Let's get a little sound clearing first, clearing the energy around you. Why? Clear as a bell. And what you're showing me here in the pre-shuffle and the pre-read is you are cleared and ready for takeoff. Takeoff of what? Taking off of the old and bringing in the new, because you're ready for your dreams to become real. Spirit is here, leading and guiding the way, ready to take you by the hand on a journey into what? I don't know, but you are like, we're finally free. We're not spending a lot of time on this information. Let me see. Down here. Let's get this turned just a little bit for you, okay? There we go. So this is a template of what's going on, that we're moving out the old. That's still funky. There. The old energetic karma, and you're ready to just take it off. You're like, let's go. So that's the thing. The choice point here is to move forward with your life and not into tomorrow or into the future, into the now. Moving forward stays with the now. The rhythm is gonna get you. And oh, what rhythm is that? The rhythm of the root. The root rhythm. Oh, maybe some bass line. Oh, who got the bass? Somebody got the treble. Not treble. Treble friend. Nine of Wands. Somebody been picking on you. And you're ready to be done with that. Self-serving. It's like in this case, the fox was showing up, and it's somebody who kind of plays you against yourself and gets you to give up the goods without knowing it, instead of allowing you to give freely. And the thing is you are there with your presence, and you're happily, freely offering yourself, but it's people putting triggers on you. Okay. So let's move on from the trigger, because that seems to slow things down and get you hung up and snagged. There's also a little bit of witchcraft going on in the background. And I don't mean the kind you're practicing. I'm talking about the illegal kind. That is what has been showing up, stuff that has been circulating. We're talking kind of like in the movie Tangled, where she used the girl's golden self, her innocence, in order to keep feeding her maliciousness. It's that type of the energy going on, and the tides have turned, and what somebody else meant as your harm is going to come back on them. So they're talking about let justice serve its due. Keep your hands clean, keep your mind clear, and let it take care of itself, so that you'll be cleared for takeoff. You are ready to go into flight. What? Into the middle of the night. Ooh, you going into your nadir. That is your inception point. That's kind of like the conception point of when you were conceived in life. It's where it all first began. So knowing that's true humility, knowing who you are, where you come from, and where you are going. Humbleness is not like this bowing down and this, submission type of energy. It's recognizing ignition. Okay. So let's see what we have stirring up the board over here, because it has definitely begun to scatter it and to break up that old myth, that old nymph type energy. It's destroying the power of Neptune. I love it. Okay, so you're coming into synergy with Pisces, because you're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is also going in to take over lordship of Pisces and doing away with Neptune, so that Neptune is no longer ruling over the mind and keeping things, keeping anyone on the outs, so that everyone has the rights to inhabit their pleasure. And they're talking about all the elements. So elemental magic is what we're wanting to get into here. Therefore, we need to recover your elements. And the main one here is the fire, the alchemy, the sun, your gold, your aura, the air which with you travel about, your essence, that type of thing. Because Jupiter, the blessing, the favor comes forward from your essence, your soul essence. So let's get into your soul. Transform the way you see. So bringing it to the light of day, thus you're ascending. So we have this thing, it's a cross, all right? And the top and the bottom are our midheaven and our IC, which would be our midnight, okay? And then going across, we have the ascending and the descending, all right? So it's being able to let the wheel begin to turn. And the thing is, it looks like it's turning this way, but it's not. We're actually rotating that way, counterclockwise. So getting into the truth of who we are, the mosaic letting creativity play its role in your life. Some of you, when you dance and move about in the earth, it springs up all sorts of things that you had yet to behold. Let's see what those things are. Maximus, your full potential, and Ubuntu. The fact of others receiving you freely is who you are. Unconditional love. I love that. No more having to pay a price in order to be part of the club. It's like, I don't need to be part of the club. I have my own chair, my own house, my own keys, my own identity. Life has room for you, friend, and I love that you're recognizing that. And that seems to be the bridge between going into the middle of the night, your nadir, where you were conceived, where you're coming forward from. You might check out readings for that sign. The IC is what where your fourth house is. So whatever says 4 when you look up your free chart, that is the sign that it's in. So you might take a look at that and then look at where your ascending is as well, because we are the whole zodiac. We're not just our sun sign. That's like trying to say cake is flour. It's not. There's flour in the cake, right? So it's that whole pie, the whole cake, the whole dinner, the whole whatever. You're the whole self. And when you're whole, you no longer have a HOLE. It's the power of the W, bringing it all together for you. And that moves you into this being compassionate towards yourself. And that compassion brings about the motivation, and not just like, I'm going to get this done. No, literally your feet and your hands and your arms kind of animating and moving freely and naturally towards what is true to who you are, without condition, without measuring, without weighing, that type of thing. It's restoring your nature and your natural vibe, your natural, well, the word is proclivity. It's what you're drawn towards, those things that attract you. And you don't have to be fearful of like, is it going to bite me? Are they going to turn on me? How's this going to work out? No, you're literally following your verve. You don't need no verb. You got verve. You're following your verve, Sagittarius. And that brings in the Page of Wands and the 10 of Wands. So what once burnt you up and it took you up into the ascension, you're like, oh dear Lord, and brought about the next generation. Well, that is being left behind because you're springing up with wings. I love that this Wands is coming in as flight, being able to experience your passion, to move about, to be freeable. It has done away with stagnation, condition, obligation, limitation. It's like, it's kind of like tossing out the limitation of other people's words that have been spoken over you. Is that sounding familiar, Sagittarius? I see black tourmaline. I can't be civilized when I'm scratching it that hard. It's really tickling the nose. And we have these grounding and protection stones coming forward for you, okay? The black tourmaline and the malachite coming in to seal this in. To seal in your rights and your will and your permission to yourself, but really the location of your home, of your heart. Home is where the heart is. Of this, being you, being true to who you are without condition. And because of that, there's no way in for other people to come in and usurp you anymore, for other energies to come in, for dissonance among the planets to begin to afflict you or affect you or dent your tire or trip you up. No, you're freeable. You're like the Wonka Vader. It goes up this way, that way, however, wherever. So that's the beauty when you're standing in the truth of who you are, is you naturally shine. You have this glow about you day or night that is identifiable with who you are. You're you at all times. Now that is true liberation. That's like moksha. When we come into the truth of who we are and our life speaks for itself. We don't have to go about telling people who we are, or describing who we are, or selling who we are. We just are who we are. I am that I am. Let's get a little bit of tea on that. I see what's trying to stay behind. This is what's trying to drop out the bottom. Taste the rainbow. You're going on a journey, but this is like a landing point. It's coming in like sheer, like a meteor. And instead of, well, that is some of that fire coming on in here with that Page of Wands, but it's talking about coming in hot and heavy, but it is that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Realizing that you are the prize, you are the treasure. And whatever it is you dream or desire is worthy and noble and beautiful and divine, and to show yourself honor in that regard, because there's no more of this having to scour or to scab or the whole, H-O-L-E, right? You now have the whole of who you are. You don't need anybody's permission, anybody's connection, their power, their whatever else. This is a self-contained system. Well, you are abounding and prospering, aren't you, Sagittarius? I am excited for you about that. I'd love to hear more about it. If you leave some comments down below, let me know you drop by. Smash, tap, high five, hands up, whatever to like, share, and subscribe. They are free as always. Get this channel rising up to the top. All right, friend, I love you. Talk soon. Bye.